Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Zed for me, and thanks for checking out another video on the Gulf R. Today we're going to actually be doing the second part of the roof wrap, the actual roof, instead of just the spoiler. If you want to see part one of this video, just click right here. But what you see me doing here is actually taking off the trim pieces and getting off the roof antenna so that I'm actually able to put the roof wrap on. And that's a clip that you see that holds the roof antenna. You actually do have to crease the headliner quite a bit in order to access the antenna. So if that's something that's going to bother you, then I would definitely try and find another way to get the vinyl onto the roof without getting the antenna off. Unfortunately, I tried to do that a couple of times, but they were definitely both failed attempts. So what you actually see here is the antenna. Just make sure that you make note of which colors belong in which locations. The brown is towards the rear of the car. So obviously you need a clean roof in order to do this install properly. So what you see me doing here is just making sure to clean off every little bit of dust with a microfiber towel that I have. You have to make sure that the roof is completely clean because every little speck of dust is going to show up into your roof wrap. You actually see me cleaning even the sides of the car there. Now what you see me actually doing is lining up the wrap. It's actually a really important thing to just tape it down because I am doing this as a one-man job. Usually with two people it makes life a little bit easier, but because I'm doing this myself, I have to make sure that I tape down the back there. Take a quick look at the bottom of the wrap there. You can actually see that it's completely white, and jump to this scene and all of a sudden you can see that it's 3M vinyl. And the reason for that is simply because I tried to use a cheaper wrap. I believe it was around $25 for an entire roll, same size as this 3M vinyl wrap, and it was just complete crap. I probably spent just as much money on the crappy wrap 2 or 3 times, and I ended up just going to 3M, which really made the difference between a successful job and a failed job. So I would recommend to go straight to the 3M stuff. The stuff is really nice because it's not tacky at first, so you can always reposition it, whereas with the cheap vinyl, which I thought I could get away with, but the really cheap vinyl is cheap for a reason. Once that touches the roof of your car, it sticks on, and it's not like this 3M where it's able to be repositioned. And the bubble release technology in the 3M tape is definitely far superior to the cheap wrap as well. I got this wrap for $75 off of eBay. I don't think I found it anywhere cheaper, so that's definitely a good place to get it for yourself. So what you do is you really start in the middle and you just work your way out. Make sure that you're patient with it. I think this project probably took me about 2 hours total, but it is my first time doing a roof wrap. If you notice that a crease is about to form, then I would just pick up the entire wrap like I'm doing here and just lay it back down without the creases there. Now onto the rear of the car. Usually with 2 people, you can lift up the entire wrap and just kind of flip it over all at once, but this sliding technique works fine, and it only works if you're using 3M or something similar where the tackiness of it can change depending on pressure. The squeegee that I'm using is a special squeegee too. There's actually a little bit of like foam at the end of it, or felt I believe, and that'll actually keep your squeegee from getting any scratches into your vinyl. You're gonna notice a bit of bubbles here and there, but with this bubble release technology that's in the 3M vinyl, you don't really need to worry about it unless it's a huge bubble that's going to end up causing creases in the end product. You can usually just use the squeegee or even use your thumb and kind of push out that air from the vinyl. That's kind of what you see me doing right here, just kind of working out a couple of bubbles here and there. eventually you're going to get further and further out towards the edge, as you see me doing here. So I'm starting in the middle now and just actually tacking it down pretty hard, just to make sure that the pressure activating vinyl is actually going to be set in properly. If you remember from my last video, I actually had some of that vinyl cutting tape. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it, and I was just kind of excited to get this roof wrap going. So you'll actually see me using a razor in order to get the edges of this wrap later. It's obviously not ideal to use a razor, but I couldn't find my vinyl cutting tape, so I had to do with what I had. Because this was actually my first time trying to do a roof wrap, there is a portion in the back of the car that you'll see in the finished product where I was actually not able to get the creases out. So I guess if I actually did it again, I'm pretty sure I would be able to do a 100% perfect job. This was probably about 95% of the way there, but honestly, if I was a customer, I wouldn't accept it. But since this is a DIY job, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. There is a little bit of a contour at the edge of the car there, so it's actually pretty easy to get a straight line on the wrap and the edge of the car. Alright, time to trim off the edges in the front and the back. So the front is actually really easy on this particular car. You actually don't need to remove any trim pieces in order to get the vinyl tucked under. So all you have to do is use a razor or in order to cut the wrap to the right length, and then you just tuck it in. Same thing with the rear, use a razor, just cut off the excess wrap, and then tuck the vinyl into the crevice. On any car, other than just tucking in the wrap, you also want to make sure that you use a heat gun, and you'll see me using that in just a moment. What the heat gun does is it really makes sure that the edges are sealed, because that's where the vinyl is going to start unraveling if it ever does. And this is just me cutting a hole where the antenna has to go. Just tuck the vinyl underneath and replace your antenna. And that's the entire job. Here is the final product. As you might imagine, I'm really happy with the roof wrap. I think it looks great with the blacked out mirror cap, with the black antenna, as well as the black trim pieces from the entire car. I really think it makes the car look a little bit lower as well, so that's definitely a plus in my opinion. If there's anything that you want to take out of this video, it's definitely to go straight to the 3M stuff, because the cheap vinyl will just not work for a large roof panel. It worked fine for the spoiler, but that's because it was a smaller piece. So if you guys have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next time.